Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Inspiration Collaboration Design Team Challenge. This month, we've challenged each other to use the new product of the month in a project. So this is the December product of the month. It's called True Blue. And the product of the month, you can purchase it only during that month for $5 with a qualifying purchase of $75. So December's was True Blue, and I'll show you what January's is in just a second. So these papers, they're gorgeous. You get a whole DSP pack of different patterns using lots of beautiful blues. So I'm going to create a scrapbook layout using this product. But this month in January, this is the product that you can get. It's called Fabulous Sayings, and it's a stamp set. And again, it's only available this month for $5 with a qualifying $75 purchase. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to scrapbook these pictures. I'm continuing my Seattle, Alaska cruise pictures for that whole album. And later in the day, the last video I posted was of the Seattle Space Needle. And so later in that same day, we went over to the public market. And after we had dinner, we went over there and just kind of walked around. They were getting ready to close up shop, but we were able to get in there and snap a few pictures and walk around and just check it out. So the fishmongers weren't throwing the fish, but they were still kind of giving a show, and there were still a lot of people there. So I kind of did my best to snap a picture, and I'm going to scrapbook them. Okay, now I need to choose which picture or which papers I want to use. So I want a base of one of these patterned papers. So I pulled two lighter colored blues. And I'm just going to lay my pictures out again to kind of check them out. And I'm quickly noticing that the size of my pictures are going to cover up that beautifully patterned paper completely. So yeah, I'm thinking I need to go back to my printer and print some smaller sizes and crop some of the ones that I have here. So I'm just going to lay them out. So either of these patterns could work. And I'm thinking I'm going to do kind of a collage style so that I can cover up some of the areas of dead space on the pictures and some of those people that are in the front of the fishmongers. So I went back to my printer and I printed a smaller size, and then I cropped some of my other pictures and I added white borders to everything. So this is kind of how I want to lay things out. And I want to do some strips of paper at the base and at the top of this lighter blue pattern paper. So I'm going to choose which one I want to use. And I'm looking at the back of this one. That one's so pretty. I want to save it. So I think I'm going to use this other one as my base. Got to make choices when you only get one paper pack, right? So yeah, and this one's going to work. It's equally as pretty. So I want to use that one. And I'm kind of covering up the dead space in some of these pictures, like that area there. Just overlapping my pictures. And this one, I'm going to cover up that lady that's in the front there. And yeah, just kind of push all those pictures together to create a collage and layer them up. Okay, so I need to pick another pattern paper to use for my strips at the top and bottom. Get these all lined up here. I'll figure that out in a minute. So, okay. Let's pull a new pattern and bring something else in. So, I like this one. I like the contrast with the white and the night of navy. And that one, I don't know, too much white. I need Yeah, I like the other one better. I'll just set that there for a second. No. And then I want to create some borders. So I want more contrast. So I'm going to pull a pattern that has mostly Night of Navy. And this one, it's the same exact pattern as my base, just in darker colors. So I'm not going to use that one. So that makes the choice easier. I like that, but too much blue in the background. I like the pop of white instead. So I think I have it narrowed down to my choices. So I'm thinking I'm going to try an 1.5 inches for the top and the bottom. And if it's too much, I can always trim down more. But let's start with an 1.5 inches and just see what it looks like. Gotta see if there's any direction to how I'm gonna cut this paper, looking at it before I start chopping it up. So, okay, we'll cut off a 1.5 inches and we'll place that there. So I got a new glass board for Christmas. So this is the first time I'm using it to do a layout. So just kind of working with it and seeing how I like using it with the magnets and everything. So I think it'll work. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to cut 1/4 inch strips to border that, to break it up. And then I'll do the same pattern for the right page to go all the way across. So let's check this first. Yeah, that's going to work. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in all my strips here. And we'll go ahead and lay those out. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, that works. Okay, so I went back to my stash, and this is an older collection called Mediterranean Blooms. I needed some fruit or some bright colors to create embellishments. So I remembered I had this, and then I have this die set, a Stampin' die set, and the dies match these oranges. So I'm going to cut out a whole bunch of those and then fussy cut the lemons. Okay, so I cut a whole bunch. So I have a lot to choose from. Did a bunch of fussy cutting, and then out of Garden Green cardstock, this is a new set. It's Nature's Symphony, and I love this sprig of leaves. It cuts the variegations and embosses them into the paper when it cuts out those leaves, and they're just gorgeous. You're going to be seeing a lot of this in a lot of future layouts. So, and then you can cut them shorter and just use a few of the leaves. Then I cut my title using the mini alphabet die set out of Night of Navy cardstock. And I think that's going to fit right up there. So we'll let that sit for a minute, and I'll glue things down off camera. So then I need a base for all of my sprigs. So I went to Spotlight in Nature, and one of my favorites, and I'm going to cut some circles. So I'm going to bring this Night of Navy paper back in, and off camera I'm going to cut several circles, and they will be my base for my clusters. Okay, so let's start popping some of these circles in. Got some things glued down. So just lift some of the photos up and tuck in some of these circles. That one might be a little small. And we'll put that one there. And I'm just going to dry fit everything right now. and I'll do all my gluing off camera. That's boring to watch, right? So I'm going to add some of these sprigs and then some fruit and just kind of create some clusters. So I'll tuck that one in. And then when I was gluing things down, I realized my oranges were upside down, so I had to do something about that. So don't worry. I think the lemons can kind of go sideways. I think they're all right, but the oranges, that was bugging me, so I needed to fix that. So that one can go there, and yeah, that circle is way too small. It's going to get completely covered up. So I'm going to bring a different size in. We want to see that pretty pattern, right? So bring a larger circle in. That works better. And then the oranges can go there. And then I'll just move that other circle over. And just kind of pull all these different things in to create visual triangles. And get that tucked in. And I'm thinking I need another circle underneath those oranges. I'll do that off camera. I'll cut another one. And for this last section, I need more fruit over on the left page. So I'll bring some more in just a minute. Add one more lemon. I think I kind of went a little bit crazy with all the all the clusters, but I don't know, I think it works. And we'll add one more just because I only have one piece of fruit on the left page. We'll add one more and get that tucked in. Okay. I'll fuss with that. I want to kind of cover up that other lady in the picture. There we go. Okay. I think I like that. So I'll do a whole bunch of gluing off camera. But first I need to do some journaling. So I brought in, this is Stylish Shapes, and I cut a banner out of white cardstock, and I did some quick journaling on that banner. So I'm going to tuck that in right here. A little fussy because I've already glued my picture down, but we'll get that peeled up and everything layered in. And it's gonna fit like that. Okay, that works. Okay, get it all glued down. Love it. All right, these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. And pretty much all the colors that I'm using in my layout are in this collection. But there's a lot going on with all those sprigs and clusters. So at first I thought I was going to use the dark blue dots, but no. Too much going on, too much clutter. So I'm going to use these white ones. It just adds a little touch, but they're not too distracting. So I can use a bunch of them all over to kind of lead your eye around, but they don't overwhelm the layout with clutter. So we'll go ahead and add a whole bunch of those. They come in 2 sizes, and we'll just scatter a bunch of them. So I will have close-up shots over on my socials, and and I'll put the URLs at the bottom of the page in this video and also in the description below. I'll also put the playlist at the end of this video and also in the description. Just hit the More button and you'll be able to find a whole bunch of information along with a list of supplies that I used with links. So you can do some shopping. Our new catalog just dropped, so you can see all the new products along with that Nature Symphony and all the coordinating products with that collection. And make sure you check out the other Inspiration Collaboration Design Team videos and see what they've done with this True Blue, and if they were able to get the stamp set with enough time and to make their projects, you might see that one as well. So check out their videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.